All right, Coach, that was definitely a dogfight. You have to be proud of the way these guys performed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming into the match, we felt pretty good about where we've been. I think a dogfight's a good way to put it. That's actually exactly what I was thinking to myself was, two very, very good teams battling it out. I don't know how many people thought that we necessarily were going to take Juniata to 5 sets, but I'm really proud of these guys. They fought hard. We knew in our hearts we could play with them. Ultimately, they just made a few more plays than we did.
Ryan, let me start with you. What did you feel was the difference where maybe the last, 5th set and even the back half of the 4th set, something got away from you guys compared to just the energy you guys had through the first 3+?
I think the energy we had was fine. It's just, when a couple plays don't go your way in a row, it's really hard to maintain that good energy. I don't know, I think it was just little clicks that we have done hundreds of times this year, little connections between players that just weren't quite there. It could be 95%, but sometimes 95% is not enough.
And Bez, one of the bigger teams, perhaps you guys, you faced them earlier this year, but just in general, how about just with their size, did it pose a problem? And just the depth and the size that they have, there's a lot of different guys that can go and block.
Yeah, they were a big team. In the middle of the set, I looked at Ed and I was like, dude, they're giants. I was a little shook by it, but I guess that shouldn't have fazed me the way I've been playing all season, and then that happens. But it's whatever. It's not that they were a bigger team. It was just that they just made the simpler plays than us.
Yeah, Ed, you were able to get going, and you were pretty consistent kind of throughout. What did you sense that was working well that all of a sudden maybe stopped?
Well, what do you mean as it stopped?
Oh, yeah, just kind of the back half of the 4th set into the 5th where, you guys weren't just not able to have that same kind of momentum.
I'd say, the crowd definitely played a huge factor, not necessarily in the heckling aspect, I guess you could say, but their presence definitely helped them in the 4th and 5th set towards the end. We were there, we were fighting and fighting and fighting. 3rd set, 4th set started, and they started to get a couple big kills, and their offense really started to click in the 4th set. And everybody knows Juniata, just like Springfield, once they start to click, it's hard to stop. And with that crowd on our back and everything, it was unfortunate that we kind of didn't fall apart, but we just couldn't get the upper hand anymore.
Coach, I felt you're blocking. You could see why you guys have been the number one blocking team. Did they do anything differently to at least not make that be as big of a? It seemed early on, first 2-3 sets, that your blocking maybe was more effective than it was in the tail end.
Yeah, actually, that's definitely a stat that I look at, in between each set, because I want to know, that's our first line of defense. We believe in blocking. We're obviously very good at it. So after first set, second set, third set, we were right where we wanted to be from our standpoint with what we do. 4th set, we tailed off a little bit, and then the 5th set, we had 0 blocks. And I credit Pat, his coaching staff, and Juniata for making the adjustments, because they made those adjustments that ultimately were, good enough to get them some points and beat our block. Yeah.
You guys definitely have a. Well, did you have something?
No.
You guys definitely have some fans that at least made the trip. Is there anything you want to say to maybe the people that didn't make the trip? Their support of you guys over the year, or?
Well, we had at Kean, we kind of been getting going with the other sports, really trying to bond with them. We try to go to their events, and especially this year, it really showed they came out to support us. And we tell them every day that we see them, we really appreciate that. And I don't know, this year we've had a few good crowds at some of our home games, and it's a different feel. I think if we hadn't had them come out and support us, tonight would have been a little heavier with that crowd. We started to have a little hint how to play in front of people.
I don't have one doubt in my mind that nobody at Kean University wasn't watching this game on their computer.
I know for a fact I have a ton of text messages and Twitter
Yeah,
things
same.
saying
We also have
congratulations
no
to us.
service out here, so.
I know
Welcome
that-
to Juniata.
I know the girls lacrosse house, they had their whole team at their house with the live feed up, and the basketball team was giving us a shout out today, and I'm sure the men's soccer team and everybody. So yeah, it's a big thank you to them for coming out and supporting us this year. And you know, we're what is this, our fourth year, right? Fourth year, and you know, we're starting to become one of the better teams on campus and really making a presence out there. So
Kind of continuing that, what are you guys looking forward to next year?
Everybody's goal, the NCAA champs, to be the champions, and not, and a year from today, to not be in this room talking about a loss. Instead, we're going to be talking about a win, and that all starts literally tomorrow. Off season,
well, after the bus
preseason.
ride.
Yeah, well, you know it. But when we get back home, yeah, that's when it all starts. It's go into the weight room. When Charlie's been telling us all the time, it's not about who's out there watching you guys. It's about who's not watching you. If you could play the way you are or work out by not having all that fans around you, then you're going to become a better player or a better person in that matter.
That's it. Thanks, John.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I take this?
That is yours.